If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood? Yes, Nurse Crane? How can—
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted—
A crisis?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted.
What type of hospital are
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war—
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortage.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch.
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old—
Perhaps I should look there first.
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way, then. Thank you, nurse. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well. I cannot enter. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. It's locked, all right. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. These skulls feed from corpses and husks of animals. They're not after blood. Skals can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. It's locked, all right. Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. The flower's dying. It needs water. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in...
Let us just say that I don't particularly share...
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money? Fame? Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theory.
Knowledge has always been and will remain.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in...
If you have a problem...
Dr. Swansea has imposed your...
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure...
Let's just say...
carelessness.
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be...
I don't intend to run any radical...
modern.
Tell me, Waverly.
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory.
Are you thinking about something?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure. But my young colleague...
Why do you?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions. What?
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibility.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could...
Thank you for your time.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now...
Duty calls? When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you.
I'm so tired. Will this shift never end? I will not let you down, my boy. My sweet girl.
Still more coming. Never could keep anything from. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins...
That's not a surprise.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right.
Why do you have such a
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Doctor.
I know it's a difficult task, but...
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of...
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of it.
I have some good news.
What? The epidemic...
I retrieved your wallet. With all the...
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you.
What's going on, but...
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of...
During the war...
Maybe you're right.
You do realize...
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running?
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Milton.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my...
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind.
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require...
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ash...
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble they...
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise.
The pleasure is mine.
I hope you're more disposed to...
You must have countless questions.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little...
The world would be a better place.
You make me blush.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share. I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first...
Have any of the
These poor souls have so...
The world would be a better place.
You make me blush.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the
What are your expectations?
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions, and deftly
Who would be so foolish as to threaten?
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or that...
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all...
Please continue. Every detail...
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know that...
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist.
I'll take care of it.
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What? What?
There's no need for alarm.
Preposterous.
Please, calm down, madam.
How brave.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other
better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some
Blackmail? Wait. You're...
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones...
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's...
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes, just waiting for me to pop...
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible...
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigan's...
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next run. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
The pain. It's here again.
Only there were more of us. Less resignation, more determination.
Will this shift never end, my boy?
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that candidate.
Reason to...
Good evening.
Good evening.
Have you seen a strange...
I've never heard...
Do you know if...
The people who...
Have you seen...
I've never heard...
Goodbye, nurse.
It's here again.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doc.
What can you tell me?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Joe.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious...
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where...
No matter how you feel about her, Miss...
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
What steps are you...
I don't know yet. My sister believed...
If you...
On the contrary.
And what...
For Milton.
What...
Let me guess.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Feel disgust on every street corner. The daily routine. I wonder
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor. What sort of creature is this? what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath.
Okay. Okay,
All right, Mr. That.
Yes.
Good. Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, you see them fancy clothes? I'll take it! the leech, boys!